This week on Gotham, the Red Hood gang made their mark, Fish shows us why we should fear spoons, and Alfred. And guys and ladies, Aquaman. I'm Elyjah Wilbur the Batfan, and this is Waiting for Batman. Welcome, Gothamites, to another episode of Waiting for Batman, the show where we discuss the Dark Knight in all his glory, from comic books to TV, all the way to the silver screen. Speaking of which, let's start with some Batman vs. Superman news and our latest Waiting for Batfleck. This week, Zack Snyder finally gave us a look at Jason Momoa as Aquaman in Batman vs. Superman. Feast your eyes, ladies, that's right, here he is, guys. I gotta say, I am absolutely stoked by this photo. I have been a huge Aquaman advocate for a very long time. There's so many people out there who say Aquaman is lame. They make fun of his powers. They say, oh, why is talking to sea animals useful? It's stupid power, blah, 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 blah. Zack Snyder has been defending Aquaman for a long time. He called in on a radio show who was making fun of Aquaman and defended Aquaman, which I think is just fantastic, teasing a little bit as to how he might be using Aquaman in the Batman vs. Superman movie. It is still unknown whether or not Aquaman is going to be a huge part of Batman vs. Superman. For all we know, he might be a very minimal part of it. I don't care. We know that Batman vs. Superman is pretty much the beginning of the Justice League movies. We know that whatever Aquaman we see in this movie is what we're going to see in a standalone Aquaman movie, and great. Again, like I said, I've always been a huge fan of Aquaman. People who make fun of him say he's got superpowers. How could you say that he has stupid powers? First of all, the dude is super strong. Second of all, he's got magic on his side. So yes, he can hurt Superman. I mean, could he beat Superman? Maybe not. Superman's pretty powerful. But he's got magic on his side, and Superman is vulnerable to magic. So look, if you want to talk about lameness, that's a pretty lame weakness, being weak to magic. Let's be real, guys. And he has a whole kingdom on his side. So I just don't, again, it's always baffled me how people can say that Aquaman is stupid and he's the stupidest Justice League member and all this stuff. Hopefully, looking at Jason Momoa, a lot of people are eating their words. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be fantastic, and I'm very, very pleased with what Zack Snyder has done with Aquaman. Alright guys, now let's shift gears over to the Rogues Gallery for some Gotham review. First up, last week we got teased with the possible introduction to the Joker, so a lot of people were wondering how this might connect to this episode's introduction to the Red Hood gang. Now, the Red Hood first made an appearance in the comics as the Joker's first masked identity, which explains why the writers would want this story to follow last week's Joker appearance. Now, there seemed to be no real connection between the Red Hood and the Joker other than the first Hood wearer's money throwing routine, just like Jack Nicholson's Joker in the first Batman movie. The connection to the comics seems to resemble New 52 continuity, as the end of the episode, the gang is teased to live on. Now, in darker, more damp regions of the world, Fish Mooney is spooning out her own eyeball. Come on. After seeing Oswald's one-eyed henchman, we should have seen that one coming. Can anybody say foreshadow? Now, before all that happened, we found out that Fish has been making camp at the one and only Dollmaker's prison. See how clever I was to figure out that Dollmaker was actually the Dollmaker? Now, Fish has yet to meet Mr. Dollmaker since his lackey pretty much has the reins. This dude wasn't too impressed with Fish's negotiating skills since he tried to take her eyeball. Now, here's a lesson to all you future creepy organ harvesters. Try to keep your spoons away from your victims, okay? Just a thought. Now, I gotta say, guys, if you followed this show from the beginning, you will see the transformation of Ely from not really giving a shit about Fish Mooney to loving Fish Mooney. I think she is an incredible badass. We're in this day and age where we're really trying to show powerful women on screen and in television and in film, and that's great. And now we're seeing some badass female villains, and I gotta say, Fish Mooney is one of the best. She is an incredible badass. She's hard. Here are her options. Her options are she either dies and a bunch of her fellow prisoners die with her, or she gives up willingly her eyeballs. And she says, no, I'm going to spoon out my own eyeball and smash it in front of you. Insanity, man. Anyone who watched that scene and was like, oh, that's stupid or whatever, you're stupid, man. Jada Pinkett Smith, you own that role. I am sorry for ever talking mean things about Fish Mooney. I love her now. I am a fan now. Now, there wasn't a single dull moment this episode, guys. Barbara tried to teach Selena how to be a cock tease. Butch and Penguin started to become kind of friends, kind of maybe not, we'll see. But the most breathtaking moment of this episode was when Alfred got stabbed by an old war buddy of his, who turns out has been working for Wayne Enterprises in an attempt to make Bruce more vulnerable. The whole show really is structured around the idea of why Batman has to exist in Gotham, why Gordon will eventually have to accept Batman's help, how the villains get to a certain point to where it's so bad that Batman needs to exist. And we watch Bruce as he's slowly but surely becoming Batman, and why, certain things that he does and has to do in order to become the Dark Knight. We meet this character, and this character, he seems to know Alfred from old war times, and it's interesting because Alfred doesn't want to remember that part of his past. He's all about his present and about taking care of Bruce and helping Bruce coping with his parents' death. This guy seems to bring back a lot of old memories and old feelings for Alfred, which Bruce seems to be very intrigued by. Bruce is interested in the fact that Alfred used to be a badass and used to be more than just about honor and structure and all this. He used to go off the book and do his own thing, and I think that's what Bruce is eventually going to try and bring out of Alfred, if Alfred survives these next few episodes. At the end of the episode, Alfred is in critical condition, guys. He's in the hospital, and holy crap, I gotta say, it was a hard episode for me. Like, as soon as he stabbed Alfred, I was so upset. They can do whatever they want at this point. I mean, this show is fantastic. If they were to kill off Alfred, I would accept it. They could bring in a new Alfred or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what their plan is or anything like that. But it was very interesting. It got me. Even though I know that Alfred doesn't die in comic books, it still makes me go, what's going to happen next? I don't know. And then at the end, when we find out that Wayne Enterprises is behind the whole thing, and even the guy who stabbed his friend Alfred, he says he's just a boy. He's a good boy. He's a good kid. Why do you want to kill this kid? And they don't care. So I'm hoping that he makes a comeback. I'm hoping that he comes back to help Bruce and to make amends with Alfred. We'll see. I think we're down to 5 episodes now. I think 5 episodes left. Who knows what's going to happen. That next episode seems to be a big episode for Alfred to find out what happened to Alfred. Gordon seems to have a mission coming ahead because he's friends with Alfred. So now he wants answers. He's going to want to know why this happened to his friend. And he's going to want to protect Bruce. So it's going to be a really cool episode next. But look, this is by far the best episode so far. And I have said that consistently with every episode. This episode may be the best episode. Last episode was the best episode. I think the next episode is going to be the best episode until this season finale. And then that will be the best episode. I don't think there is a single bad episode so far. It keeps getting better and better with every episode. If you don't like this show, what's wrong with you? You just don't like Batman. You just don't like America. Well, there it is, Gothamites. What did you think of the Red Hood episode of Gotham? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, I love to live tweet during Gotham, guys. It is one of my favorite things to do next to watching Gotham. So hey, join me in the conversation and follow me at Auburn's Own Eli. Until next time, guys, I'm your Batfan, Elyjah Wilbur, and this is Waiting for Batman. I'm gonna go throw all my spoons away because, man, that really messed with my head. Who does that? Ugh. Scary.